and action.
Okay.
13 Alpha, take 3.
The waiting game is about 3 friends, Maeve, Ruby and Noah, and Ruby goes missing.
Ruby, who is the sort of central character to the story, she's had a few really awful experiences. Those things eventually, in the story, they overwhelm her, and it comes to a head at a party with her 2 friends, with Maeve and Ian, both of whom manage to have moments at that party where they feel like they let Ruby down, that come back to haunt them when she then goes missing.
Maeve and Noah, who I play, after Ruby's disappearance, they sort of realised that maybe they weren't as close and open as they thought they were, and there's some questions that linger between them.
They try to deal with what's happened and deal with their own guilt and confusion, and as they try to pick up the pieces, basically.
And they have to try and process that real feeling of like shame and disappointment in themselves, and also this horrible, like agonizing weight where they hope that maybe things will be okay and that she'll come back.
The waiting game at its core is about the consequences of silence, and when a human being goes through a traumatic event, how difficult it can be to talk to other people, even the people that are closest to you, about what has happened to you, and how devastating that can be on your mental health, and how going through things like this changes who you are. It changes your relationships with those around you. It changes how you view the world, how you view society. It changes everything. And when you can't talk to people about that, you basically get backed into this corner of isolation.
Well, it's about the space in between when something potentially not good happens and when you realise that it really is a dreadful thing that's happened. And it's about Ruby's friends and how they process that in-between time. But I think it's kind of like, it's not just about that. It's for anybody who's watching it, that space exists for kind of just about anything that surrounds grief. Like if you've got someone who's in hospital or very poorly or dying, or even after death, that space where you run out of stuff to do and to be helpful, and you just have to wait for the outcome, and you're hoping that maybe it will go in the positive direction, but you kind of know in your heart that it's going in the negative direction. That exists for all sorts of things.
I think it speaks to a culture of not talking openly with the people close to us about what we're going through, and when those close to us don't know what's going on with us, they can't always help as best they would like to.